What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And man, we just got through watching Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, a fight that, that everybody thought, hey, it's going to be an easy one for Gervonta Davis. Go round 7, round 8, round 9, knockout, game, it'll be over. Nah, this fight was actually much closer than what people thought it was going to be. And that's because Roach was actually a lot better than what people think. But I just want to first come out and say, because I'm not really going to give you the actual breakdown round by round of the fight. You'll have to go back and watch that yourself, or I can make another video for that. But more so, I see people out there talking about Gervonta Tank Davis lost this fight. Gervonta did not lose this fight. Now, this fight was very close. I scored the fight as it was going. I actually had it 115, 113. One of the judges had it 115, 113. The other two judges had it 114, 114 in a draw. And that's how the fight ended, was a majority draw. So basically, there's essentially no winner and no loser in this fight. But most people out there are saying that Gervonta Tank Davis lost this fight. And I think that this is more so just prisoner of the moment. They're not used to seeing Tank Davis fight such a close fight. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's either 115, 113 Tank, or it's a tie. Now I put it like this: if people want to say 115, 113 for Lamont Roach, I would not have a problem with that. There were several rounds in this fight that were very, very close. So at the end of the day, it is not a definitive one way or the other, is what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is that it's not definitive, like hardcore definitive without a shadow of a doubt that Tank won. It's not definitive without a shadow of a doubt that Lamont Roach won. So having it a draw is probably the right decision. Now, the controversy in this fight, I believe it was round 9, when Gervonta Tank Davis, he was not hit by that punch. He was not hit. He said he had grease in his eyes. Whatever, if you believe that, whether he did, whether he didn't. In real time, I actually thought maybe he forgot his mouthpiece. But Gervonta Tank Davis went down to a knee. And in boxing, if you go down to a knee when it looks like you're kind of, when it looks like you are submitting, that's normally a knockdown. So the referee made a mistake there. Now, if the referee calls that a knockdown based on how the rest of the fight went, then Lamont Roach barely gets out of there with a small unanimous victory on the scorecards, or basically a majority win on the scorecards as well. So, but seeing as the referee did not call that a knockdown, as he should have, I'm not going to come out and make any excuses about that. The referee should have called a knockdown, but seeing how he did not come out and call the knockdown, I can't definitively say one way or the other that Tank won, and I can't definitively say that Lamont Roach won. At the end of the day, I think that this fight came down to Lamont Roach probably had one of his better nights. Tank probably, I'm not going to say Tank was horrible, but at the end of the day, Tank was not at his full 100% self in terms of focus. Now, I'm not saying that there was anything physically wrong with Tank, but more so just in terms of the focus, the game plan. Tank didn't 100% execute whatever they were trying to do in the corner. And essentially, Lamont Roach 100% executed whatever his corner was trying to get him to do. So I think when you put the two together, this fight is the type of fight that you got. A fight where Tank had his moments, Lamont Roach had his moments, and at the end of the day, it comes down to a draw as well. So this is a fight that, like I said, most people were thinking, hey, this is a cherry pick. This is an easy fight. But just remember, Lamont Roach was still a champion, although not at the 135-pound division, but he was still a champion at the 130-pound division. So at the end of the day, anytime you're fighting a champion, champions are not going to be easy as well. So what basically went from a cherry pick, now a lot of people are going to want to see the rematch to see, okay, was Tank just not focused? Or is what we saw, and something like that could happen again, and then even maybe can Lamont Roach actually get the win the next time? So hopefully the rematch is something that we can see. But I'm here to tell you folks that Tank Davis did not absolutely lose this fight. This kind of reminds me when Haney fought Lomachenko, very, very close. And I believe it was a unanimous decision for Haney, but when he fought Lomachenko very close, a lot of people were like, oh, there's no way Lomachenko lost that fight. He beat Haney, or and this and that, or Triple G versus Canelo. Now, Triple G probably did beat Canelo, but they called it a draw. So at the end of the day, there are certain times when fighters are so much better than most of the opponents that they're fighting, and they're knocking them out, and now it finally goes the distance. People are going to give that to Lamont Roach, especially if they were scoring the fight. Anything that was close, they were going to give it to Lamont Roach. And you also have to remember, there's a lot of people out there that don't like Tank Davis. But if you go actually watch the fight, if you rewatch this fight, and without any bias toward Lamont Roach, without any bias toward Tank Davis, you will see that it's either a draw or that Tank Davis probably won the fight 115 to 113, because what you guys are not giving Tank is Tank was actually scoring body shots. He was scoring body shots all throughout the fight. He was scoring power punches. He landed more power punches. Now, Lamont Roach outlanded Tank Davis, but he threw more. But Tank Davis landed more power shots, which those are the shots that really count, especially in boxing. And Tank Davis landed more to the body, to my knowledge as well. So at the end of the day, you have to give all punches the same discretion. You can't just score the fight and say, well, this guy was hitting him in the face, but then when the other guy's getting hit in the body, you're not really giving him any points for that as well. So at the end of the day, like I said, people are going to clown Tank, and that all comes with the territory. But hopefully we get the rematch so Tank can come back and shut all the noise down. And basically shut all the noise down. But once he does that, then we know what people are going to say. People are going to say, well, this is what Tank should have done the first time. Or basically, this is what Tank was going to do the first time as well. So at the end of the day, there's no winning for Tank. I mean, so you might as well just go out there and win, because, if it's a draw, then everyone's going to say you lost as well. So at the end of the day, like I said, go back, score the fight round by round. Don't pay attention to the crowd. Don't even pay attention to the announcers. Score the fight round by round without any bias. And you'll see that this thing's probably more so a draw, or that Tank probably won. Or like I said, you might have Roach. You might have Roach winning a 115, 113. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, it's not definitive either way, because there were several close rounds that could go either way, where Tank was winning and then maybe Roach finished the round pretty good. So, at the end of the day, how do you call those rounds? Very, very tough to call. I think the refs collectively got it right, and that's just my take. But I know a lot of y'all going to disagree with me because you don't like PBC. You don't like Tank Davis. Hey, that comes with it. But hey, leave your comments down below. And other than that, I'm out.